The Motorola Moto G53 5G is part of the company's refreshed mid-range portfolio. The main new addition it brings to the table is 5G connectivity. While the G53 offers solid specs, the addition of 5G appears to have been a costly one. Compared to its predecessor, the Moto G52, the G53 comes with a Snapdragon 4XX class chipset, the Snapdragon 480 Plus in particular, whereas the G52 sports a Snapdragon 680. There have been some display downgrades as well. The G53 swaps the Full HD Plus OLED panel of the G52 for an HD Plus IPS LCD one. At least on the plus side, the refresh rate is up from 90 Hz to 120 Hz on the G53. The rear cameras are different too. The main 50MP camera uses a smaller sensor with 0.64 m pixels, 1.28 m with binning. As you can expect, the camera is capped at 1080p video capture, at only 30 frames per second, not 60 frames per second like the G73. Additionally, there is a plain 2MP macro cam instead of an ultra-wide camera. Probably the most inexplicable downgrade of all, however, is to the charging. Just like its predecessor, the G53 comes with a hefty 5000 mAh battery. Unlike it, however, the G53 only supports 10W charging in the international model and 18W in China and Latin America. Despite these shortcomings compared to its predecessor, the Moto G53 still deserves a chance to impress us in practice. Join us on the following pages as we dig deeper. The Moto G53 ships in a two-piece box made of cardboard and colored in a natural-looking cardboard brown. Motorola has had this recyclable package initiative going on for some time now. The very minimal printing on the box is done with soy ink as well. On the inside, despite the lack of plastic, there is still a cradle to protect the phone and a couple of compartments on the bottom level. The G53 comes with a charger in the box. Also, a USB Type-A to Type-C cable. That about sums up the accessory package. There is no case or anything like that. The Moto G53 has a 6.5-inch HD Plus IPS LCD display that refreshes at 120 Hz, offering decent display performance for its price point. However, the brightness levels aren't super impressive, making it difficult to use outdoors in direct sunlight. The phone has two color modes, saturated and natural, that both aim for the sRGB color space and cover it well. The G53 does not support HDR, but it does have the highest possible Widevine L1 certification for HD streaming. The auto refresh rate mode is a dynamic and content-aware system that works exceptionally well in practice. While it wasn't always reliable when it came to high refresh rate gaming, you can still override this by selecting a refresh rate on a per-game basis using the Moto Play interface. Overall, the Moto G53 has one of the better automatic refresh rate switching systems available. The Moto G53 boasts a hefty 5000 mAh battery and the Snapdragon 480 Plus chipset, which has proven to be very efficient in the past. It scored an excellent endurance rating of 123 hours in our test, with particular efficiency in off-screen network tests. However, the phone charges painfully slowly with basic 10W charging, taking 2 hours and 35 minutes for a full charge. This is a significant downgrade from its predecessor, which had 30W charging, and even the lower-end Moto G23 has this feature. Overall, the G53's charging speed is a major drawback. The Moto G53 has a hybrid stereo speaker system that gets pretty loud, but not well balanced, with a lot of distortion at high volume. The output quality is decent with nice vocals, some bass, and slightly muddy treble. Dolby Atmos is included, offering a robust set of equalizers with presets to choose from. The default smart audio option optimizes for most scenarios and is recommended. The phone runs on Android 13 with a clean, nearly AOSP-looking version of the operating system, with some Moto modifications on top. The article discusses the phone's features and capabilities, including its display, camera, microphone, and network protection options, as well as its performance and benchmarks. The phone runs on a Snapdragon 480 Plus chipset with up to 8GB of LPDDR4X RAM and has 128GB of internal storage. The article notes that the phone's CPU performance is not very strong, but it offers 5G connectivity at a lower price point. The Motorola Moto G53 features a dual camera setup with a 50MP main camera and a 2MP macro camera. The main camera uses a Samsung ISOCELL S5KJN1 sensor with a tetracell filter, 0.64 MP, and an f/1.8 lens. It lacks OIS but offers PDAF. The 2MP macro camera has an OmniVision OV02B10 sensor with 1.75 MP and an f/2.4 aperture, fixed focus only. The selfie camera has either an 8MP or 16MP sensor, an f/2.0 or f/2.2 aperture, and no autofocus. The camera app has customizable modes, a pro mode for full control over settings, and additional settings for each camera mode by swiping up in the viewfinder. The main camera captures decent photos with good detail, contrast, and dynamic range, but with some softness and graininess. The G53 can also capture full-res 50MP photos. Portraits are decent, with good subject detection and separation and excellent background blur. The 8MP selfie camera captures good detail and color, though skin tones are not always natural. Video capture is limited to 1080p at 30fps on both cameras, with H.264 AVC video and AAC audio. Electronic video stabilization works well but introduces focus hunting. Low-light shots are a bit soft and grainy but offer reasonable detail and handling of light sources. The automatic and manual night modes are similar in quality. Low-light selfies capture good detail. Looking for a budget smartphone with 5G connectivity? The Moto G53 might be on your radar, but there are several alternatives to consider. One option is the Moto G82, which offers a 6.6-inch AMOLED display, Snapdragon 695 5G chipset, 6GB or 8GB of RAM, stereo speakers, a 50MP main camera, and a 5000 mAh battery with fast charging. If 5G isn't a priority, the Moto G72 also has a 6.6-inch AMOLED display, 120Hz refresh rate, water-repellent design, 108MP main camera, and 33W charging. Other options include the Samsung Galaxy A33 5G, Xiaomi Redmi Note 12, Poco X5, and OnePlus Nord CE2 5G. Watch our video to learn more about these affordable smartphones with great features. The Moto G53 5G offers decent features like stereo speakers, a 120Hz refresh rate, and a big battery with good life. However, it falls short in comparison to other devices in the market due to major downgrades like a 720p LCD instead of a 1080p OLED panel, no ultra-wide camera, and lower performance. The decision to drop 30W fast charging and replace it with basic 10W charging is also perplexing. For less demanding users with a carrier deal, it can be satisfactory, but for those considering the retail price, better options are available in the market.